There's a lot of mosquitoes around today. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the like. All right. No guarantees on today, but I decided to run to my local lake and fish before the sun goes down. Gonna start bass fishing first, and then I'm gonna do a little pan fishing. Have a crawdad on my bass line, on my bass rod. But thanks for the like. I have a crawdad on the line, so I'm trying. No, it's weeds. That's a giant. I'm pretty sure that's a big old weed. I don't think that's a fish. Not gonna get any. Yep. Just caught enough weeds to feed a family of vegans. Man. Welcome to New Jersey bass fishing. At the tail end of summer, caught about 15 pounds of weeds. Oh man, I wish my neighbor was vegan. I probably could feed him this for dinner instead of fish. Look at this thing. What is your name? Hey, how you doing, guys? Hi, King. Hi, Fisher. Yeah, I had a couple of minutes. I decided to run to my local reservoir and do a little bass fishing. But as you can see, all right, I'm gonna stop complaining. Maybe it's my fault. Yeah, I love fishing. How you doing, Rainbow Loom? Hi, Cordy. I didn't get anything yet. I just started the stream. I also have an ultralight rod for panfish if the bass fishing doesn't go well, which it might not. You see how badly everything is overgrown here? I don't know if any of you are from the East Coast, but we had some terrible weather. No rain. Well, it depends what you're fishing, man. Use a rooster tail. Depends what you're fishing. There's a million ways to fish. But you can use a rooster tail to try weeds. If you're going to have a treble hook, you're going to be hooking every weed there is, like what I'm doing right now. Listen, if you never fished before, start with a light rod and go pan fishing. Learn how the fish behave. Start with, just put worms on the hook. That's my advice. That's how I started when I started back up fishing. I started with a light rod and literally worms. But use a rooster tail. Try everything. Don't spend $200 on lures. Try with cheap stuff first. Talk to people that fish your local waters. Talk to the local bait shops too. They'll point you in the right direction if you spend some money there. Corn is good for carp and maybe like suckerfish. Don't use corn if you're just starting out fishing. Listen, if you know you have catfish in your wherever you fish, take 2 rods with you. Take one rod and set it up for catfish. Just put a sinker and put a hook with a bunch of big worms on it. And take a second rod, make it light, and try to fish for panfish. Yeah, bass fishing stuff today. I wish I was in a kayak. Things would be much different. Wait, do I have a frog? Hold on, guys. I might have a frog. Let me check. I might actually have grabbed the frog with me. You've been fishing for 9 years. That's awesome, man. Yeah, man, I got learning difficulties too, trust me. Magnet fishing is awesome. So whatever lures you find while you're magnet fishing, save those up. And look, this is how I store some of my lures, just in an Altoids tin. You know, this is what I use for smaller fish. I just use these plastics, and you put them on a jig head hook, like this. So you put it together, and you can catch all kinds of fish on it, including bass. As a matter of fact, let's change location. I'll show you some fishing for lighter stuff. Colton, you like Bills? Are you from Rochester? A lot of my friends are Bills fans. All right, let me grab my other rod. So I have two rods with me today. This is a bass rod. I'm not a big time bass fisherman, and this is an ultralight rod for smaller fish. Let's change location real quick. But yeah, welcome to the channel. I'm not a professional. I'm just a regular guy who likes fishing. I do a lot of fishing, usually during the day. Oh, I got you. My bad. Peter Clare. Well, I don't know where you are, but brown trout is really not running right now. Hold on, I guess you're somewhere up north. RTX Noxy? No, I have 68% on my phone. I gotta pick up my kid from his basketball practice in about an hour and 45 minutes. So I figure I'd do a little fishing before that. Oh, look at that! There was just a little bunny that ran across. But yeah, let's do some. Have a good spot over here. We can do some bass fishing and pan fishing. How you doing, Ima? Ima, keep it real. You guys think these berries are edible? I'm not trying. I'm gonna pass on this spot. Although, what do you think, guys? Should I try this? I see some movement over there. All right, let me do one cast here. Actually, you know what I have? I think I have a weedless lure. Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. Say hello to my little friend. This should work. It's completely weightless too. It's a little beat up. PB is 18 pounds. That's awesome, man. I think my PB is like 10 times less than that. But yeah, I fish for everything. Yesterday we were surf fishing. We caught about 15 fluke. Have a lot of free time right now. That's not always the case. All right, let's try the big old senko worm. We're just gonna, it's completely weightless. I'm just gonna let it sink. Big old senko worm. All right, we're gonna let it sink for a bit. Yeah, that's what my plan is. I'm gonna fish. Is that a fish? I think that's a fish. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's a bass. It's fighting me. That's a fish. I be damned. Got a bass on, boo. Oh, that's a fish, boy. That is a fish. Oh, there he is. I be damned. I be damned. First throw with a senko. How you doing? Well, there you go. How about that? All right, that was pretty good. Let's let him go. Nice fish. Not huge. I'm just looking for a good spot to let him go. Yeah, not a bad fish. I agree. Let me fix my. All right, that was the first time I used a senko here, weightless, this year, and right away had a bass on. Let's fix the lure. It's not even tied directly to the line. He munched it too. All right, here's what we're gonna do. While I talk to you guys, I'm gonna throw it out again there. That was fun. I don't know if you were watching my live streams earlier, but I always struggle to catch bass, especially if I just don't target them. But something about fish before sunset. First cast with a senko got me a bass. All right, let's do it again. Let me see what you guys wrote. Nice. RTX Noxy, why don't they let you catch bass anymore? Is that like a community pond or something? But you can use that technique for a lot of things. You can use it for panfish too. So while I was talking to you guys, I let the worm drop, and now we're just gonna twitch it slightly. Drop. I usually don't bass fish, but people seem to like that, so we'll do that. So right now I'm just twitching the senko worm. I'm gonna let it drop. I just kind of like find open spots. Good afternoon, USA Army veteran. Peter Clare. So I'm actually I bought this rod on Facebook Marketplace. It's a Cardinal 400 Abu Garcia. It's a pretty old rod, I think, but I really like it for some reason. Oh, hold on, let's let it drop. I really like this rod. Sometimes I buy a bunch of rods. I help my friends' kids fish, so I don't like to buy brand new rods all the time. I'll buy a bunch of light rods, like when somebody's moving or somebody's having a garage sale. And this rod was in one of those slots, so it cost me like $5. It's a graphite rod, but I think it's old. I think this is from like early 2000s. I absolutely love this rod. I don't know what it is, and I have all my expensive rods are usually saltwater. I have a Triumph by what's the name of that company? St. Croix. I have a St. Croix Triumph and a couple other St. Croix rods, but for some reason I just love the feel of this rod. It's perfect for everything. Mosquitoes are everywhere. So I try to find any info on this rod online, and I never find anything. It's almost like it never existed. I think maybe it was like a limited sale at either Dick's or Walmart. I'm gonna say it was probably not sold at Walmart. I do buy a lot of rods from Walmart, especially as gifts. You know what? Let's cast it out a little further and let it drop. But yeah, all right. That's actually right at the end of the weed line, so I'm gonna let it drop there, and we'll jig it from there. So this lake is filled with, let's go down the, just to answer Peter, we got bass, we got bluegill, we got perch, we got catfish, we got eel. It's only bullhead catfish. We got, what else we have here? Sometimes we have golden shiners, the big ones. Hold on, that's a fish. Oh, that's a bass, baby. Let's go. That's a big one. That's a big boy bass. Oh, baby, I'm gonna be here all day. I'm gonna be here all day. I ain't going nowhere now. What? Two bass in a row? I can't believe it. I'm not a bass fisherman by far. That's not a small fish, only a 3-pounder or at least 2.5. He's in the weeds now, but I'm taking him out of there. I cannot believe this is happening. I usually don't fish for bass at all. He's in the weeds now. We're gonna get him out. Oh, here it comes. I'd be damned. That's a big fish. Yeah, look at my rod. We got a bass on, boys. That ain't a small fish. I don't want to rip him off, so. That is not a small fish. I think I'm like 6 or 8 pound line. I don't know what. Well, he's stuck in the weeds, but I'm not gonna let him. Hold on. I got a fish on, if in case you guys are wondering. But I wonder if he's planning to come up. He's right there, but I think he's in the weeds. Whatever that is, that's not small. See, I'm slowly pulling him up. All right. Yeah, I'm not walking in there, but he's fighting me. Oh, here he is. You see the top water? I can't walk in there, but I'd be damned. That might be the biggest bass I've ever caught in my life if I land this thing. Yeah, we ain't walking in there, boys. I mean, I'm so thankful that I have a decent sized line on the rod. That's a big fish. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get him out here, but he's in weeds. Just don't want to step on a snapping turtle. Oh man, this is so painful. Dude, I have a fish on and it's completely in the seaweed, but it's a big bass. That's not a small fish. That's at least 3 pounds. Now the question is, how do I get him out of there? He's right there. Oh, man. You see him? If I get him close to the weed line, I'll get out there. But I'm not swimming as much as you guys want me to. He's like in those weeds. I mean, for that fish, I might have to go in. Man, God help me. I got my Costco sneaks on, dude. He's getting close. Hold on, I found a branch. I'm gonna step on the branch. Now, I'm freaking like Joe out here. That might be my PB out there in the weeds. Swing the rod around and reel. I can't, buddy. I'm already. Look, we can't lose the fish though. I know there's a fish in there. Bro, I'm about to pull up. Hopefully that's not a snapping turtle. I don't know what the hell that is. I see the fish. He's right here. There he is. Oh my God. Holy crap. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's a big one. Lord have mercy. That's a big old fish. Look at this thing. That's a tank. Woo! Hold on. I got. That was a stream catch of the year. Hold on, let's put him back. I want to take a picture of him. Wow. This is by far the biggest fish I caught in my life. Okay, hold on, bud. You can't leave yet. At this point, we're swimming together. Ouch, that hurts. That's a big fish. I'm gonna say that's 5 pounds. That's gigantic. I mean, this is my reel. That's the tail end. It reaches to about letter D on the. Oh, this thing is huge. I can't believe I just caught that. I caught it on the senko. Now let's put him back. I want to take a picture of this thing. Thanks, Peter. I'm just gonna let this guy breathe a little bit, but I really want to. I'm gonna turn my phone into a picture mode, and I want to take a picture of this thing because I've probably never catch a fish this big. This guy is insanely big. Obviously, we're gonna release him. No, this is definitely not 3 pounds. I've caught 3 pounders before. This is 5 pounds. This is by far the biggest bass I ever caught in my life. This is somewhere between 5 and 6. It's gigantic. Thank you. All right. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna pause the stream because I really want to take a picture of him. I don't have a measuring tape, but I really want to measure him against my rod again. But yeah, look how thick he is. I'm not torturing the fish. I dragged him through the weeds, I believe, on either a 6 or 8 pound line. That's why it took me so long to get him in. I mean, like I said, this is a fish of a lifetime for me. I randomly caught it on the stream. I'm sorry I'm dragging this out, but I've never caught a fish like this. Big. I don't have a scale on me, but I'm gonna say it's between 5 and 6 minimum. Might be bigger. I'm just literally sitting in a puddle of water here. I usually don't go in the water in my Costco shoes, and I'm trying to process this right now. All right, here's what we're gonna do. But this is this is a public lake, and I just dropped a weightless senko, and he just munched it. He's basically munching on my hand right now, and I'm keeping him in the water because I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to take a picture of him. I mean, his head is gigantic. This is my arm. I mean, this is my hand, and he's huge. All right, so once again, here's my Cardinal 400 rod. I'm gonna bring him to the tip, to the end. And if he reaches up with a closed mouth, he'll probably reach to like letter N or A. Hold on, let's do it again. Yeah, he's like a letter A of Cardinal 400. I'm gonna come home and see how long that is. I kind of went to just fish last minute. So I'm kind of keeping him in the water. I'm gonna pause the stream for 20 seconds, guys. I just want to take a picture with him, and then we're gonna let him go. But this is by far the biggest fish I ever caught in my life, as far as bass goes. Look how thick he is. This is a nice, healthy fish. I mean, this thing is just gigantic. I've caught bass here before, and I measured them at 3.5 pounds. But this is by far much bigger. All right, let me pause the stream. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna take a picture with him, like a selfie, and I'll come back to the stream real quick. I wanna pull out my camera app. I'm like I'm shaking. Back. Took some pictures. Let's let him go. Back. Took some pictures. Let's let him go. All right. So once again. Yeah, so I measured him against my rod. I know pretty well how big he was. So we're gonna let this guy go. I've been keeping him in the water. Like I said, I've been losing my mind trying to process this because I've never caught a bass this big. This thing is gigantic, and I just caught him randomly on the stream. All right, guys, let's let him go. Ouch. Look at this guy. All right, off you go, bud. Yep, he took off. Holy crap. All right. Yeah, that was the biggest bass I ever caught in my life by far. Yes, he could reach to letter A. Oh, man. That was crazy. So I'll show you what I caught him on. Thanks again for staying with me. This was my setup. Senko worm. While I was talking to the chat, I just casted it out there and it dropped. Let it drop, weightless. I had it Texas rigged. And that's it. This is not even that strong of a line. This is just I believe this might be actually 6 pounds. Took me a while to pull him through the weeds. Yeah, but thanks for sticking with me. This was a once in a lifetime experience, at least for this year. I don't think I'll ever catch a bass that big. That was at least a 5 pounder. I'm gonna come home later today and see what the length was, and we can maybe estimate how big this guy was. Yeah, this is what I threw in. I just threw it in like this. It was even on a swivel, and I'm so happy that it just stayed on. Thanks again. Let's go try to catch another one. Yeah, look at the mess I made here. I'm completely covered. Yeah, I had to go in Jacques Cousteau style into the weeds, try to get him out. All right, now we try it again. Let's go to a new spot. So, about 4 casts with a senko, 2 fish. I guess I'm going to be fishing senkos much more often now. All right, here we go. That was a monster fish, at least for me. And like I said, this is a public water, so it's not like this is a private pond. You can see how worn this is. All right, I have a good feeling about it. I don't know if those people are still in here that were here for the catch, but I kind of lost my bearings a little bit. That was nuts. So I'm just letting it sink and slowly it's completely weightless, just on a hook, and I'm just slowly jigging it. That bass is definitely gonna make it. I have zero doubt about it. Hey, how you doing? Joel Carrera. Yeah, man, that's the biggest bass I ever caught in my life. That was crazy. So that's why I had to turn off the stream for 20 seconds, just take some pictures. I gotta show it to my kid. Crankbaits. So I bought actually those chopper baits. Like, are you talking about the top water? Or are you talking about, I do use crankbaits. I'm just not a big bass fisherman. Like, you know what I fish most of the time? It's panfish. And we do some catfishing with my kids. Today is probably the first time I actually just went to target bass and I got lucky. I don't think that was just like planned. And I had the senko worm that I think I found somewhere here. If somebody was bass fishing and got it snagged on a. I don't even buy senkos. But what's your favorite crankbait? Tell me what's your favorite crankbait. What I'll do is I'm actually going to screenshot it, and next time I'm in the store, I'll grab it. Or if I go to a Bass Pro Shop. So what I'm doing is I just have a weightless senko worm on a Texas rigged with nothing else, and I'm just slowly just giving it a little jig. Thanks, Kayak Fishing Adventures. But one thing about, especially this spot, it really turns on in the last hour of the day. Hold on one sec. I think my kid was trying to text me while I was going nuts. Let me check real quick. Yes, I can pick you up later. Let's do 8:30 the latest. Sorry about that. You got a salmon and you just started fishing? That's crazy, man. You just started fishing, you got a salmon. That's wild. Where do you live? Peter, where do you live? You can see the senko's getting a little beat up. But it was beat up even before it worked. That's all I have. I think this is called a watermelon flake. Jeez. How you doing? 3D printing. I'm gonna let it drop for like another 5 seconds or so. I think they actually just bite on the drop. Just give it a little twitch. Yeah, so that fish reached from the end of this rod all the way to the letter A. I gotta measure that. How I think that might have been 20 inches. Oh no, I thought that was a fish. Oh, you live in Ireland. Oh, nice. Ireland is awesome, man. Beautiful country. My wife has been to Ireland. That's why it makes sense now. It's like, where are you catching salmon and brown trout? Well, that's awesome, man. If you're catching salmon, that's a lot of fun. Hold on, let's recast this. Yep. Oh no, come off. The only problem is this. Well, no, the Senko's fine, I think. But what's fun to me is that that big bass actually bit it. I usually don't have a snap swivel, but this time I did, and that bass actually just didn't care. He just bit it with everything. I see some structure over there. Let's cast over there. There's a tree. Drop in there. KVD square build. Let me print screen the chat real quick. It took a while to release that bass. I just, you know, when you catch a fish of, that was definitely my PB. So I was kind of dragging it out. I really wanted to look at the fish. That's all I did. I just casted in that senko, let it sink, and I just twitched it once in a while. I still can't believe sometimes I don't even think senkos work, but it definitely worked for me. And I did cast it pretty far out. KVD square build. I'll take a look at that when I come home today. All right, let me recast this. Yeah, it's a beautiful evening. I'm surprised there's not more people out here. I'm gonna cast it again over there. Got it. I'm gonna print screen your advice, and I'll definitely use it. So this upcoming week, I'll actually try eel fishing again. The eel fishing is really good at this pond, and me and my kids pulled out a bunch of eel right there. It might be like a slower fishing stream, but I'm gonna do it during the day. In my experience, it still works. You can still catch eel during the day. Hey, how you doing, Joey Jojo? Yeah, so I love catching eel. I'll tell you exactly what I do. I take either a size. They have pretty small mouth. Oh wait, something's chasing bait over there. Hold on. I use either a size 8 hook or a size 6 hook. You can still catch them on size 6. You basically put as many worms as you can, or you can. I usually don't like to use hot dogs, but I think Luke from Outdoor Boys likes to use hot dogs. They put them in like some weird mix. But I use worms. Put a bunch of them on, cast it out there, and just you're gonna have to wait. It's just like catfish. You're either gonna catch a bullhead here, or you're gonna catch an eel. That's basically your garden variety over here. How you doing, Joey Georgia? Peter, enjoy your fishing, and thanks for joining us. It was awesome to have somebody from Ireland join me. I feel honored. Never had anybody on the stream from Ireland. Hope you catch some big ones. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? From now on, I'm gonna start believing in senkos again after catching that big bass. That was absolutely nuts. Yeah. Nice evening on the water. Thanks, Peter. I appreciate it. Yeah, eel. So I'll tell you, I say it on the stream quite often, but we live in Jersey, which is a Raritan River watershed. And, ooh, hold on. I think we have a fish. Oh, yeah, we have a fish. We have another bass. Oh, he's about to go top water. Here we go. Let's go, baby. You see that top water action? How about that? That's third bass of the day. Let's get him out of the weeds. You saw that? I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. That's not as big as the last one. I think this one is like a 2-pounder or maybe 1.5. So I'm going to be horsing him around a little bit more. But that was that top water action, baby. There he is. Come on over here, bud. We're going to let you go. Oh, yeah. Not a big one. I think I can actually just... How you doing, buddy? Man, I'm just having a crazy day here today. There he is. Wow. All right. Well, you guys joined me on my most successful bass fishing day in a very long time. And now I'm a strong believer in senko. This is awesome. And thankfully, this guy, I mean, he munched it a little bit. Hold on, let me get my snips. Hold on. I wish I had a de-hooker, but I think we'll be able to let him go. All right, hold on, bud. I think he'll be fine. Let's hope for the best. Off you go, buddy. Yeah, I think he's fine. All right, so that was bass number 3. That was one senko, and I'm pretty sure this is the senko that I just found while walking the walk, and it's still decent. It's still in decent shape. I mean, it's a little beat up. That's it. That's all I'm using. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. All right, that was bass number 3. Should I cast it out there again? I don't know. Let's try a different place. There's less structure over there, but who knows? Maybe there's a bass over there too. Thank you for the likes once again. I had a stream during the day today, and I couldn't catch a fish to save my life. I think I caught a small bluegill. So with the senko, all I'm doing is I'm not a professional. You know, I'm not a very good bass fisherman. All I do is just toss it out there and let it hit the bottom, and just twitch it. It's completely weightless. Completely getting. Oh no, somebody was buying it. I wonder if anybody ever caught a catfish on a senko. How you doing, Danny Richmond? I'm gonna recast this. I want to try a different spot. Come on. Probably gonna fish for another 5-10 minutes. Probably 10. I think I can get another bass out of this. How you doing, Georgia Daniel? All right, maybe I'll be able to break 40 likes today. Who knows? Let's see. That's kind of almost where I caught my last bass. We'll see. I'm gonna give it about 10 seconds to drop. How you doing, Juan Carlos Rodriguez Espino? I don't know if I said that correctly. I'm getting eaten out by mosquitoes right now. I think it dropped. Let's switch it a little bit. So basically, what I learned from today is the slower you go, the better it is. How you doing, Pearl? But do you guys use senkos? Do you like them? I'm kind of a big true believer now after walking out here and catching 3 fish. I used to not like them at all. Thanks for the likes. Wow, mosquitoes are out in force. I'm gonna get malaria. I don't know if you can see them on live, but now I'm twitching too. No, that was not a fish. Pearl clear. Oh, you wish you were summer fishing? Don't. I don't think that's a fish. Yeah, I got snagged. All right. Well, you can always fish your local waters. My favorite thing to do is people on Fishbrain lie a lot, but you can find a place to fish on Fishbrain, and then if you find some people that will talk to you there, if they're decent humans, they'll put you on some spots. Nobody's gonna reveal their honey hole, but like here, I'm just fishing a public place. There's a lot of guys bass fishing here. Now with the bug bites, yeah, I'm kind of at this point immune to this stuff. I've been bitten so many times today, but I did catch my personal bass today on the stream, so and ended up going to the water like an old timer. But that was fun. Let's see what you guys wrote. Hold on. Pun and popper. Yeah, but if you go and summer fishing, you're basically signing yourself up for some bug bites. Let's just put it that way. Just gonna give it a light twitch. I feel like the less I touch it, I'm just basically watching my line. How you doing? Oh, hold on. Let me see. What's your name? Oh, Ezekiel Cole. I remember you. How you doing, man? Pearl. I don't know what it is. Sometimes mosquitoes will come at you so hard it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what you do. They'll just like latch onto you. So what I do when I go fishing, I always wear like pretty heavy long pants, and if it's not super warm out, I'll wear a nice long sleeve hoodie. What they also make now is those some sort of a mosquito repellent hoodies. My kid got a gift from his grandparents. It's a mosquito repellent shirt. I think it's made by Columbia, and they work pretty well. Like he hasn't complained about any mosquito bites. Now I just have one. I have one assignment. I got to figure out how to clip the video from my live stream of catching that huge bass and have it be decent quality. Took me like 5 minutes to land that fish. All right, let's do one more cast into the weeds. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to where I caught that bass. This is my ultralight fishing rod. It's just a Shakespeare micro series with 1,000 series reel. Hold on 1 second, guys. So this is where I caught my PB bass today. Let's see. Yeah, Ezekiel. So right here, I don't know if you can see all that mess in there. I cast a senko worm and I caught like a 5 pound bass on the stream, and I was over the moon happy. I had to go in because he was all in the weeds. I had to go into the water to make sure I land him. But yeah, man, that was a fish of a lifetime. I can't believe I caught it on the stream. And I appreciate people being patient with me. It's getting pretty dark here. I'm probably gonna cast a couple more times and call it a day. Yeah, I'm completely covered in mud and my shoes are wet. You can probably see it. I had to go in there and get my bass out. I'll probably post a picture on my channel just of the bass, and I'll measure how big it was. But it was humongous. It was basically up to letter A, so I can't even. It's probably a 20-incher. I'm in New Jersey. Hey, Peter. Wow, that's awesome. Peter, good job, man. I'm happy for you. 3 salmon. Right now we have a salmon run in upstate New York. But yeah, going home with 3 salmon, they probably also have eggs inside of them. Have fun with those. I bet you brown trout is going to taste better. But salmon is also good eating. You can smoke them too. Oh, I think I had a fish on. I might have had a fish on or something small playing with it. I'll let the worm drop. So yeah, Ezekiel, I caught 3 bass on the live stream. One was a tiny one, probably like half a pound. The other one was like a pounder, and I caught a huge one in the middle. It was like at least a 5 pounder. It was crazy. It's getting dark, guys. I don't want to keep you waiting. I might have to end the stream soon. It's been an hour. Been streaming for an hour. You know what? Let me do one more spot. One last cast, like they say. Got a little bit of a seaweed. Hold on. There's a good spot here that I like. I want to try one time. You can see it's getting pretty dark. I'm going to try one more cast and we'll be done. Got to do the last cast, right? All right, my senko is still in decent condition. My car is about 10-minute walk away, so I don't want to be walking through the spooky woods by myself. All right, hold on. I know that the stream's dark. Let me get to my spot real quick. Stay with me. Hold on. Almost there. There it is. Spooky stream, man. Here we go. It's gonna brighten up. Okay, I'm gonna do one cast here and we'll call it a day. Call it a night. Here we go. It's a nice spot here. Let's cast it out there. Gonna let it drop. I hope it's not, if I catch a fish, I hope it's not a big one. I'm not going swimming in this lake at night. I'm gonna let it drop, read your comments. Yeah, I'm gonna get a clip and I'll probably post it up because my reaction was very genuine. Yeah, the 5 pounder, dude. I'm telling you, that was. I know people exaggerate, so I've caught big bass out of here, and they were like around 3.5 pounds. I think that's the biggest one. That fish trumps them all. That fish was like heavy to pick up. I took a selfie with it, and it was like heavy to hold. I'll post a short about it. I was happy as a 5-year-old. All right, maybe another minute. I'm gonna do a couple more twitches. I'm just using a Cardinal 400. You can see it here. So see it says Cardinal 400. It's an older rod, but I really like it. Yeah, mackerel make great bait because they're so oily and stinky. I do know mackerel make good bait because of that. People use mackerel for everything. All right. Getting a little spooky out here in the woods by myself. Don't want to run into Bubba. I hope that's somebody's dog and not an animal. All right, guys. Oh, wait. That might be foxes. All right. I don't know if you guys hear the noises, but I think those are foxes in the background. I'm just going to keep you on the stream just in case I get eaten by an animal. That'll get me some likes. That sounds like baby foxes fighting. I'm going to start heading home. Do you hear the noises? All right. Spooky stream. Hold on. Shoo! Get out of here before I call the cops. What the hell is that? Oh shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's a raccoon. All right. That guy's not having a good day. I think he was getting eaten alive. I'm gonna go the other way. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream, but I think the raccoon was getting eaten by something. I'll see you guys later. Nah, it's all good. Like, I think a raccoon was getting attacked by another raccoon. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't worry, everything's fine. Have a good night.